Welcome back. You're watching Overdrive. The new Hero Xtreme 160R is keeping up at times and also with competition. It also sports some new styling cues. Rohit will tell you more.
Do you remember the Hero 1R concept from the 2019 EICMA? It was a very good-looking concept, and then it gave birth to the Hero Xtreme 160R with pretty much an unchanged design, save for one very important detail: upside-down forks. You see, even the aging Pulsar 160 NS has got them now, so it was about time the Xtreme 160R got them too. So here they are. But the competition also includes the Apache RTR 160, which has a 4-wall head. So the Xtreme 160R has now got that too. And because the target audience of this motorcycle has the attention span of an Instagram reel, it was about time to give this vehicle a slight bit of a makeover to attract that very audience. Well, not much has changed on the already good-looking 160R, but the 4V simply has a more aggressive-looking stance with those golden forks. These are 37mm in diameter, which coupled with the lean stance of the Xtreme makes them appear a lot beefier than what we've seen on the Pulsar NS 160. There is an option of a split seat as well, which makes the appearance sportier. Adding more oomph is the belly pan with the 4-wall badging, and all these new components can be retrofitted on the older 2-wall variant as well, because the mounting points or the cycle parts haven't really changed. Look closely and you might spot a radiator under the tank. This one is for cooling the oil. An oil cooler wasn't really required, but the competition has it, and in these hot Indian conditions, any additional cooling is always welcome. Now the engine is still primarily air cooled, but the oil is taken out of the engine, flown through the radiator where it cools, and then it's sent back into the engine. So that just increases the overall cooling efficiency. Now this is the trusty old 160cc single cylinder engine from Hero, which was made compatible for the BS6 Phase 2 norms and also with the E20 fuel blend. So that all continues here as well, but here in this motorcycle, it now gets a 4-valve head. This configuration helps in a more efficient burning of the fuel and a more refined engine behavior. It certainly feels as refined as the new Pulsar N160 or the Apache RTR 160 4V, if not better, and has a clear edge over the aging NS 160. The RTR and both the Pulsar 160 still manage to have marginally better power outputs than the new 160R 4V, but this one continues to be a light motorcycle just like the 2V variant, despite the addition of those USD forks. So it still continues to have a superior power to weight ratio. Hero had originally chosen a 2-wall head for the 160R to ensure a strong mid-range performance. That character has been safeguarded with the 4-wall setup as well. The pull from 20 to 40 or 30 to 60 is quite peppy, and you can happily potter around town at city speeds in 4th gear. The 4V essentially comes with two primary flavors, Standard and Pro. There's of course a third flavor, which is the Connect, which is essentially the Standard with Bluetooth connectivity added to it for the TFT instrumentation. But the primary difference between the Standard or the Pro are the forks. The Standard gets 37mm conventional forks, whereas this one gets 37mm KYB upside down forks. Like the 2-wall variant, the initial bit of the suspension travel feels soft on the 4-wall too, and stiffens up as you progress further. The result is that the low-speed ride is cushy for your commuting duties, while sport riding at speed feels confident as well. If most of your riding is going to be on extremely bad roads, then you might be better off with the Standard variant with the conventional forks. You'll just have to worry lesser about busting the fork oil seals. But if you're going to have smooth commutes most of the time, then you should be just fine with these USDs. The 4-wall too continues with a single-channel ABS configuration, and while a dual-channel system would have been the safer bet, the braking doesn't really leave much room for complaint. The lever feel front and rear is quite confident. It doesn't feel too bitey. It feels quite progressive as well. However, because this is a single channel ABS, you have to be careful when you have to brake on gravelly or slippery road conditions. Despite the 4 to 5 kilo weight increase caused by the new hardware, The new Xtreme continues to feel light and peppy, whether it is riding around winding roads or through city traffic or even maneuvering in tight parking spaces. The ergonomics, as before, are on point, the seat height isn't too tall, and despite the large tank and the sporty split seat arrangement, the bike feels nice and roomy for commutes as well as sport riding.
The rear split seat is wide, roomy, flat and well cushioned for your pillion rider as well. However, if you're going to be ferrying a lady with a sari often, then you're better off with the single piece seat that you get on the standard variant.
Asking rupees 1.27 lakh and 1.36 lakh respectively for the standard and the pro variants, the Xtreme 160R 4-valve is priced rather competitively. So if you're shopping in this space either for a power commuter or a funky college-goer machine, the new Xtreme 160R 4V is certainly worth considering.
Well, it's time for us to take a very quick break here on the show, but coming up on the other side, we'll soak in some opulence of the Range Rover SV.